plan for today. I'm going to pick a very much one more very much interesting topic in AWS cloud, and this will lead you to understand one more uh, tool for the automation, right? So there's one concept, guys, called infrastructure as code, not as a service. That is a different point. I'm talking about infrastructure as code. Okay, and this is one of the great tool for the automation in any of the platform. Okay, but right now because we are into the AWS cloud. Okay, so they have one very powerful tool for infrastructure as a code that is called cloud formation. Okay, very much useful tool, very much used tool by multiple different team. Okay, and the motto is it will help you to automate the entire infrastructure on the AWS cloud by a code. Okay, what I mean by this, this is a class will guys explain you and you come to know how much powerful this tool is, right? Okay, but I just want to update you one thing. Right now, almost everybody is part of CSA training. Again, you guys may be the part of AWS developer track also. None of the training actually have this tool as such in detail in our program. Okay, so guys, if you talk about AWS, so they have some kind of specialized track, right? Or this called AWS professional certification. The name, one of the name for the program is DevOps. Okay, so this is one of the track from AWS that's called DevOps track. And if you go for this track, maybe in the future, if you feel like, okay, so this track, guys, has this particular tool in more detail and almost in all the details, okay, about the automation tool, right? But even though I just want to pick this tool discussion, not in so much detail, but as at least at the intermediate level, so you guys had a good idea. So if you are maybe working as an admin, so you have idea that this kind of tool also available in AWS to automate things, or maybe if you guys planning for developers, some of the questions sometimes they ask you about the cloud formation, right? So if you guys are planning for the developer track also for learning and for the examination, okay, so they might ask you guys something about cloud formation. So technically, this is the common topic I want to pick for all the guys. Okay, for CSA extra knowledge, for developer also extra knowledge, but it's good to know about this tool. Okay, so before guys I'll start this topic. i have uh, I have very much very much important announcement for you. Okay, very much important announcement for you, and I just need around 15 minutes from you guys. Because I want you guys there's one very important uh, initiative we are planning. Okay, and I want your support. I want your participation in this initiative, especially right, a lot of guys here as professionals. If they want, they can also be, but but almost all the earth learner, right? I am asking this support, especially from you guys. Okay, so let me start from here. Guys, this is the very common thing. We as a Linux world, and plus we have our own community also called IIAC, keep on promoting about one of a goal or mission about making India future ready. Okay, and this is not about this our tagline. Actually, we working very hard to fulfill fulfill this particular particular goal. Okay, and one of the initiative, guys, we have done and was very successful. There's one event called Jazba we conducted, and the motto behind is to showcase the skills of our Indian engineering student. Because guys, actually, what I believe on, I don't want to further discuss. Maybe guys, you might have heard about me in some of my talk. Okay, so what I normally I feel that the 1% crowd of the cream crowd of India, they are very talented. Everybody support these 1% cream crowd, but they are normally meant, for the job, and they work under some company, right? But I don't believe, and this is again my research also. You can also try to figure out the remaining 91% that the world and the community and a home and society always neglect, they never support. uh, so these are some kind of ignorant kind of student. But I believe if you properly focus on these guys, they have very much, different kind of mind. Okay, if you properly save them, properly provide the support, motivate, give the proper guidance, they can be great resources for our company in the terms of creation, in the terms of new development, in the terms of new startups and new products and new, with new ideas, all those things, right? Okay, that's what, guys, we are focusing on the Jazba. We always try to showcase these kind of student. But the interesting thing over here is this Jazba event is a 1 day event or 2 day event normally. Okay, and it now normally considered as one of the top event in Asia, or top of a startup event in the world. But this only event in the world who is showcasing the talent that we actually, it's not like the pre we got a student who already know everything. So we first create those mind. Okay, and that's the reason, guys, Jazba is always back up with our summer program. Okay, summer program. Okay, so this is the only program, sometimes summer program or intensive program by Linux World, or industrial training program of Linux World, that we keep on conducting for, I think, from last 10 plus year, every year. By chance, in last year 2020, because of the COVID, we haven't conduct this program. But this is the one of the biggest program in the terms of number of students, number of technologies, number of technology we integrate, we research, and after research, okay, these kind of student, normally we try to push them, they motivate, and these are the student feedback. They say we don't know anything about this technology world, but just in whatever days, I don't know what kind of charisma happen, or what kind of something happened to us, and just in whatever days, okay, now we are talking about for the creations or new research or new development, and even though we have created our products. And that's what, guys, we are focused in our 2019 event, that we the first time we conduct Jasba 1.0, and that was, and all the top investors or VCs of India, we call, and they caught this event, or they tag this event as one of the top event, this kind of event in the Asia or in the world. Okay, so now, so my main point here that I want to discuss over here is about this summer program. And, guys, this is the way we created this program. Okay, has some reason behind the scene, and one of the reason is I feel I feel if we uh, properly provide the training, properly motivate, properly give the platform, and trying to tell these guys right, to their mind or to their subconscious mind, and say you are the only one in the world who will be known as a creator of the technologies, and you are the only one who, who always create, record. If you talk about any of the past history and anywhere in the world, okay, the creators of the core companies and products and technologies are, especially, they are not never be the cream crowd. They are the they are not have any kind of degrees with them, but they create a big history always. Okay, and this kind of, and in this summer, guys, we are creating this platform every year. Just want to show you very quickly. By chance, I open some of the images of from our last summer. So this is one of the crowd or students we have in our summer. One of the batch, and I tell you guys, this is this is the this is the biggest program in one place. All right, this is the one lab we have, or we conduct the program in our auditorium, and it's a huge big lab you can think about, right? And everybody is researching and focusing on this. Okay, but this year, when we capture this picture this year, we also conduct a program when one of these guys research and come up with a startup. We showcase on one of the biggest platform called Jazba. Okay, and that time media also cover, guys. So I don't know this voice, what I'm showing you right now, 1 minute. All right, I know it is audible or not, but I will share this video. So almost all the big media is capturing, and that's what, guys, I was again showcasing and discussing about discussing about 1 minute. I don't think so. This video might be. So, but we guys share this video. I have to share. Chris, can you hold for a second, please?
आप बोल सकते हो वीडियो के साथ नहीं चलती कभी जूम पे ठीक है बोलने में निकल वीडियो का मजा आएगा फील नहीं आएगा.
So I'll share this video, but technically what I'm trying to showcase, tell you guys here, almost these medias and whatever the guys who part of the Jazba, they was very much surprised the way these guys, especially the students, come up with very much unique ideas. They created, they incubated, okay, and something like this, okay, and. So like this, I have some more things. So this again one of my memory of this auditorium where these guys are, showcase their feeling, something like this, right? So my point, guys, over here is what I'm technically trying to tell you here. Okay, so the summer program, guys, is the one we always conduct because of some reason. Okay, and reason is to showcase these guys, to train these guys. Okay, and I strongly believe these students would be the only one in the world who can come up with a new thing, right? And for the world, that I strongly believe, right? Now, what is the main point? Okay, my team, guys, has research in the current market, especially the universities and the colleges, the current this 2021 I'm especially talking about, and what my team has figured out. Okay, they figure out the most important time for any engineers or maybe BTech students or BCA or MCAs who are the pursuing student, right? The most critical time in their the pursuing time of their graduation is the summer program. Okay, either summer intensives or industrial training or summer program, because the way they work on the summer, the intensive they do in the summer, the projects they actually develop and the research in the summer are the only key that will lead them to the great job if they want to do those jobs, and they are the great key who that lead them to, if they want to be entrepreneurs or come up with their own startups, and they normally get that action from especially from the summer program. Depend, guys, which platform they do. Okay, and so what my team has researched in this year, because of this pandemic situation, right? Same thing happened in 2020 also, but same thing is again happening in 2021. Okay, almost all the universities, almost all the colleges, right, they are skipping this time. Right, I don't know what kind of schedule they have, but they are skipping this time, and suddenly it's just as soon as the examination over. Okay, next week maybe, or in a 2 week they started the next academic for the student, right? But what I'm guys believing here, what I'm trying to tell you here is BTech anybody can do, everybody can do, graduation you can do, diploma you can do. But the most critical time in this journey, right, that you normally get maybe once or twice in this journey is your summer program. Okay. Okay. So guys, can you hold for a second, please?
सेटअप से आवाज आ रही इससे मेरे को कोई फट के टू डिस्टॉर्ट
I don't know, guys, what kind of issue I have set up. I think now my voice is pretty clear. Okay. So, so what I'm trying to conclude here, if I'm not in 2 or 3 lines, this is the most critical time for any pursuing student, right? Because of the pandemic or the COVID, or maybe uh, because of some businesses of the colleges, maybe is wrong to say very straightforward, but this is the actual fact. Because of the business of the universities and the colleges, it it is hampering or hamper the career or future of the student who can be the great uh, technological guy or technocrat for our country, or maybe the creator of the country. Okay, because this time of summer program or summertime, where normally they do this summer intensive or industrial training, where he actually get and see the real facts about the world and what they can do. This time, guys, never come back, right? So guys, as a Linux world, we always believe in the terms of supporting the students and providing the platform. By chance, in 2020, because the situation was very bad in this at the time of summer of May and June, so we have to cancel our summer program. Again, same thing happening in 2021. Okay, lockdown is still going on, and we again weren't able to conduct the program the way we every year we do in the auditorium, and this kind of bigger program where I personally would be there with the students. Okay, so that is the reason, guys. This time we are planning, and we already planned, I can say, to come up this program with online platform. We are conducting a same kind of environment in this summer program, so that the student will save this the most critical time of their engineering. There's a summer program, or maybe industrial training or intensive program. Everybody has their different term they use over here. Okay, so this is one thing. Okay, but understand one thing is the most important thing is it is not just a training program that right now, guys, you are doing is training under me, like AWS training. It is not just a training program. Is designed in very different unique way. Okay, and one of the incidents I don't want to share with you guys, it is just not a one normal kind of training program. It actually changed the life. That's what everyone says is a life-changing program. I think 2 years back, one of my student, okay, and even though in this kind of program, all the students from every corner of India, they join. By chance, guys, this program is not for professional. It is only for the pursuing student. Okay, same thing also in the online, it is only for the pursuing student, and by chance it is only for Indian students. I'm so sorry, guys, due to some reason we can't open this program for other citizens or other countries, right, due to some reason. Okay, so guys, the way this program has been designed, and the feeling, the way we connect with the students in this program, I just want to share you one incident. So there was one student. He was from IIT. It is one of the top institutes in India, IIT Kharagpur. Okay, and what he said, sir, I am maybe in second or third year. My family, my society believe that my child is in IIT and he will do something great for our society, and he will do something great for our family. Okay, and that is a great pressure in my mind. And but it is a big name, but the fact is very different. If you really go inside this institution, we come to know what they are delivering, what kind of environment they have, and what exactly we can do there. And so I wasn't so much in pressure because of my belief from my family that I will do something great in my life because I'm from IIT. Okay, but I know I can't able to do anything great much because I won't get any involvement from these big institutes also. Okay, even though this is the one of the top college in India. Okay, and he said, sir, I was planning to go and commit suicide. I'm so sorry to use this word over here, very negative word, but he said. Okay, and he guys, in the last day of my program, he literally write a letter to me as hard copy, and this is the term he used in this letter, and see, so that's what I was planning, right? But because of the summer program, the way you changed my life, my thinking, my way of approach of my life, approach towards my life, now everything is changed. Now I feel now I can do something great in my life, and I've never had this kind of thought further. And so this was one of the incident I have by chance. That time I click a photograph of that particular letter. I just want to share with you. Okay, so this is the one letter. I maybe the font might be very much visible, but he say from IIT Kharagpur and something right. The depression, and somewhere over here he write, I'm planning to yeah, me suicide करने की सोच रहा था, something like this, because of the sort of pressure and family pressure, something like this. Okay, so the point, guys, over here is I don't want to take much time over here, but you guys might understood what exactly I want to convey you here. Okay, so guys, I just want, especially from the earth learner, because over there everybody is pursuing a student, and this is one kind of awareness program we have to do for our other colleagues. Okay, don't think that this time is just a summer program. If this time college is not giving any any gap here due to XYZ reason, maybe they have some further management maybe issues, but if somebody is not thinking about you or your life or your career or about your family, we have to think. Okay, you yourself have to think about it, and you have to invest your time um, to learn something new, right? And come up with some new ideas, maybe come up with a new creation, new creativity, new starters for the companies or for our country, or maybe by for yourself for getting the great job, right? And create great projects. That is the only key to help you in getting the great job. Okay, so that's what I guys want to tell you. So I want guys, almost all the earth learner, what's my plan? We will guys update you in your respect classes maybe further, but what my plan, guys, I want almost every earth learner to be the volunteer. Okay, in our campaign, uh, where we are going to promote the summer program, right? Summer program. Again, guys, I'm not asking you to market. It's not a typical sales and market, right? Don't think in this angle. Okay, otherwise, if this is marketing and kind of thing, I will never announce from my side. My team might definitely ask you to do. Okay, so I'm asking you in very positive front to you guys are earth, you guys, what you're going on and what your future, what we have a future plan for you. So it is not about you, it is about the other colleagues, other students in the current time. Okay, and we have to think for everyone. Okay, because if you talk about this 99%, these guys are almost most of the time they don't have a confidence, they already so much disturbed and they depressed, right? So some kind of support they need, right? And we have to prove them to their mind that they can do something great for themselves and for the family. Okay, so we are guys coming with some lot of kind of awareness program and try to promote them, these guys. Okay, that the program that we are launching in Alliance World in 2021, there's a summer program, or we normally take it is only research based program, and we asking them if they would be the part of this program. And good thing is it's online, they don't have to come to our city, Jaipur. I wanted, guys, they can come, you guys can also come. Okay, we can meet, we'll sit together for non-stop 24 hours around, and 44 days and learn everything and research and come up with the new products and idea. Okay, but for safety, we have to have a proper social distancing. Online would be the best way to go ahead. Okay, so last announcement, guys, about this. Okay, and that is a reason, guys, the way I designed this program this summer, right? So every year, guys, we have program with respect to some technology. We have program on machine learning, we have program on cloud computing, we have program on maybe big data, Hadoop, maybe an IoT and something like this. So we have a separate programs where we train the students, they research, they integrate, from these products, they do some research in the field, they create the product and the projects, and whatever the student they want to go for the next journey of a startup, they go, we help them, promote them, provide the investors and all XYZ. That's what we always do. Okay, but what I did this year, okay, I have from especially, guys, this from 2020 to 2021. Okay, what I've researched in the market, the most core uh, technology, I say, or platform, I say, okay, that is suddenly get a boom in this year, and that has a great future. And I think this is the only technology that has a very secure or the great future in the terms of jobs, also in the terms of great placement, great packages, also in the terms of if you have some kind of great idea that you can build on the top of this as a great products, also as a startup. What are the what is the plan you have, right? And what do we want to do in the future? So there's one and only one platform that is a foolproof future, right? And that platform is called MLOps. And maybe, guys, most of the guys maybe over here who have already done MLOps training from me, and because we was the first one in the world. Last year we launched this program, MLOps, and we conducted very well. And we announced there that was the only batch of MLOps we gonna launch. Okay, because I want that these guys would be the only one who know that level of technology, right? So that was the training program. Okay, but the goal in my summer is, it is not only to train the student. Okay, goal in the summer is anybody after training, they want to create a project, and after creating a project they want to showcase themselves and want to get a great job. That will be a lot of students plan. Okay, but maybe some of the plan, after the way we promote and provide the platform, maybe a lot of students, after knowing this level of technologies, okay, they will come up with the project, and this project is not a project, this project may be a product, and they want to launch their own startup. So this might be one of the path they want to take further. Okay, so that is a reason, guys, and this is the first time happening ever in Linux world, and this is the first time happen ever anywhere in the world. I'm talking about the world, if even though you can also go and research in the Google. This is the first time happening. What we are going to do and what we are going to promote in our summer program, we are going to, okay, not train you, but we are going to create our own MLOps platform. Guys, again, I'm repeating, is a very big term, right? There's a lot of MLOps platform available in the market. Anybody who know AWS, yeah, I think you know, guys, there's one platform called SageMaker. So SageMaker, if you quickly see, or maybe Kubeflow. So these are the pre-created platform, okay, pre-created platform for MLOps in respective cloud, and everybody has a limitation with respect to their environment. Okay, and that might be the reason there's a lot of projects going on in the market, open source project going in the market. They are creating their own open source product that is based on MLOps. But that project has again restriction, because what are the use cases they have, accordingly they are building. But I want to create a platform that is more optimized, for respective domain. Okay, maybe with respect to economics, or with respect to financial, with respect to XYZ platform, right? So that your product that you're going to create by yourself, that's your own product that you create your own software or on maybe startup from this software, okay, would be deal and your software will be the platform for those financial institutions or XYZ further further use cases. Okay, so guys, this is a big plan, I know, but the way we keep on proving from last couple of year, 10 plus year in my summer, whatever we planned, we always create. For example, 2 year back, we was talking about Industry 4.0 and lots of products we have created that is Industry 4.0 in my summer program. So we always be pioneer and come up with a new ideas, new platform, and we we train the student, okay, train the student because we believe you guys have idea, no idea, so we take the things from very zero. We first train the student, we help you to research on these technologies, we help you to integrate these things, and then after having all those knowledge, then we'll ask you to do further research on the market or field research. Okay, and then we come up with your own plan and design and come up with your own products or startups or projects. Okay, and now that would be your choice. Okay, this project you want to showcase yourself for getting a great job in great company with a great profile, or you want to take this project as a further startup where you need some extra support from business guys or investors. So we have the Jazba uh, platform for you. So this year, guys, definitely we go do Jazba 2.0. Last time because of COVID, we have to cancel this. Okay, but again, we will again do. Okay, so the summary that I am having here is there's only one program that we are going to run in our summer program. Most probably in the May month, last week of the May, we will start. We will update you guys the exact time on date. Okay, in the May month, and the complete agenda for our summer is we are going to create our own MLOps product or platform. That is a complete something. Yeah, obviously for MLOps, you have to first know entire machine learning, you should know entire deep learning, you should have a good knowledge in cloud computing, you have good knowledge in DevOps, you have good knowledge in full stack development, you have good knowledge in mobile app that's called Flutter. Okay, and maybe some more small things. So if you know all these things, then only you can further go and plan for MLOps. But we consider that none of the institutes and universities trained the student on all those technology and trained the student in the integration part. So again, this is the thing we always do. So this is that is a reason we will start everything from very zero. Okay, so every bit we first train the student, then research, they integrate, then they create the performance. So there's no prerequisite for this summer program, and this is a 44 days program. And only point is that is every year a student asks us, their college asks us, their parent asks us, does this 44 days is enough? Enough to complete this program? All right. So answer, guys, every year we proved and every year we do multiple, students this talking about this. So we will guys share this some of the videos so that so anybody who want to participate in this volunteering part of this summer program, this videos are gonna help them. Okay, but one more last thing. This is the only program because you guys might know I'm pretty engaged in the corporate world. Right, I work almost 18 19 hours a day. Some of the time, in especially evening time, I invest with you guys to train you in multiple technologies, with earth guys to their respective technologies. But the morning time and further time, I will be very much engaged with consulting work and some industry use case or further things what I do with multiple industry peoples. Okay, so I always be there, but this is the only time in my life that I already committed long back, that in my entire life of my 12 months, this time I will always free for the student. I'll make free for the students. I will be there with them for 24 hours. Okay, by chance again 2020 I weren't able to do it because of everything lockdown, but again same kind of commitment I'm also planning for this year also. So entire day, entire time I would like to invest with the summer students. Okay, so it's a full-time kind of training, right? Uh, Obviously, in the evening time, we will continue with our Earth program, right? But from the morning till evening, I will be purely free my time with the summer program, guys. So that whatever we are committed, whatever we have a vision over here towards making it a future ready, it will be fulfilled, because this summer program will lead to the journey toward Jazba, and Jazba is a platform that will lead toward the startup. If anybody wanted to go in the direction, at least, but otherwise, the at least technological they will train if they want to go for job also. There's a multiple path they can pick. Okay, so that's what, guys, this is my announcement. So I want, guys, as much as a volunteers you want to join, and I want to work very closely with you guys as a volunteers. Motto is to promote, to provide the awareness, and with the biggest awareness is that a student that never realize that how critical the summer time is. Okay, and I've seen the student grow like anything. I have hundreds and thousands examples with me. I've seen the student, because of this for days, suddenly they have a huge drastic change in their full-fledged career and the further path, right, in the life. Okay, so that's all, guys, from my end. Just a very quick uh, kind of announcement I would like to do. So final conclusion is we are planning to create our own envelopes. Understand one thing, guys, it won't impact your Earth journey. This will keep on going on. So right, so it won't impact your, but the further time and the full remaining time I would have to invest with these guys. Okay. And so further point would be the content, the time duration, the fees. We are trying to, guys, put the fees very much minimum. Very much means very much minimum, right? Because so that everybody who might not maybe in the good uh, in the finance condition also they can also plan. And because because not of the fees they want, I don't want they will have a fear that they can't able to join this, right? So we'll try to make the fees as much as minimum, bare minimum, I can say. We have put it here, right? So everything we guys update you in your in our website, and we'll guys share the link to you. Okay, so that's all, guys. So let's continue with with the next topic for today. Okay, so does Earth student can apply? Yes, Aditya, the way we design the program, Earth student can also be applied. So any pursuing student, okay, any pursuing student um, who is doing pursuing from India or the Indian students. So again, I'm so sorry, I'm not biased, right? Because this summer program is so much linked with our mission of making India future ready, and it's also somehow interlinked with, nowadays the new campaign from our government, like Atmanirbhar Bharat or something like this. So that is one of the reason we have to constrain uh, this program only for Indian students. Okay, so does 2020 pass out student can apply? I don't think so. Okay, this program is uh, only for pursuing student. Okay, so if you're pass out, so you won't able to apply. Okay, from first to second, third, and fourth year, or maybe you are doing you kind of dual program of 5 years. So wherever if you are in the pursuing world, right, you can you can you can apply, guys. So 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 guys, tons of questions we have here. We guys address you guys those questions in the further classes, right? So that's what, guys. But yeah, it won't, guys, conflict with your Earth, one thing, and it won't impact or conflict with init program. So what is init? You Earth guys know. So that will be a separate program. It is going on the way it is going on. They will plan everything in the same way. But what I'm doing, I'm taking my time from my industry work. okay, and providing to these students, all right, so that they can do something great in their life. Okay, so um, that's all, guys. So, guys, take the further question over here, maybe in the future classes. Okay. So let's continue, guys, with the topic. So last class, guys, we was talking about SQS, and guys, almost all the core concept of SQS we discussed, but there's some more concept that is called SNS. We haven't started yet, and after having the SNS, we will. I'll show you some more use case that you can integrate SNS with SQS. So in my next class, I will take this topic further. Okay, I want to take a new topic today, right? And every topic is, guys, is independent, but finally it will connect somehow. So today's the my my main topic that I'm starting today is called cloud formation. Okay, so what's the idea, right? Idea is pretty straightforward. If you guys notice till date, till date, whatever you are implementing, okay, in AWS cloud, everything is very much manual. Okay, so maybe you are launching what do you say, EC2 instances, maybe you're creating security groups, VPC, load balancers, right? So what a service you are using till date, right? The way you one minute, guys, let me log in first so I can concentrate properly what actually I'm talking. Okay, so 1 minute. Okay, so till date, guys, whatever services you're using, maybe you launch one big lab with network, with the VPC. Inside the VPC, you might put one load balancer. Then you put multiple instances of EC2. Then in the instances you put some firewall that's called security group, and be this instance you put some static IP called EIP. Okay, they connect each other, or tons of different services. You use Lambda, you use Google, sorry, Global Accelerator, Cloud Front, Beanstalk, and hundreds of other services we have already discussed. But till date, guys, whatever service, guys, we have worked on, okay, we always launch this service, for example, this instance from EC2, that was manual. So we manually go there, click from the graphical, right? It's called Web UI, and we launch these instances manually. Okay, so technically, if you try to understand while learning, because right now we are learning, so while learning, launching the thing manually might be okay, because because you launch manually here, you know what the process going on. You should, by launching manually, you seeing every concepts over here. So for learning and just for practicing, doing thing manually may be good. Okay, but in the real world, in the industry, obviously we know the concept. We have to finally launch this setup. And guys, this setup is called infrastructure. We have to launch the infrastructure. And normally in the infrastructure, we have VPC, subnet, multiple instances, database servers, RDS, elastic caches, whatever, guys, you will learn. Everything we have is a big infrastructure we have. And somebody asks you that these are the services we launch because some of our developer has created an application and we want to test this application. Okay, or maybe in some of my other environment, we need this entire infrastructure. Okay, now in this case, if you're the cloud admin guys, right, or cloud engineers, so you guys might manually go click and launch. You can do in this way. Okay, but if you do so, it takes a lot of time, right, to launching this entire big infrastructure, whatever your application is requiring. So it takes a lot of time, guys. And if you do manual means is a human being. If you do, right, as a human being, you do. It's called manual, right? So it's, but obviously, if you do manual, there might be possibility something you might miss. Okay, some of the component we might require, maybe we might forget to update the security group, and because we miss it, so then it will be very harder to figure out what is the challenge, why the thing is not connecting. Okay, so manual is not good thing. It come with error. A lot of other issues also come up. It take a lot of time. And if somebody asks you to provide this infrastructure 10 times you do the same thing, it takes again a lot of time. Okay, so what technically I'm talking about, I want my infrastructure, the whatever we need to launch our application or do whatever XYZ thing here, I want my infrastructure to be launched, but how? With automated. Okay. And that is one thing, guys. If you want to automate anything, the only way to automate is to write a code. You have to write a code in some language, and the language code will automate the thing you want. Because if you create a code, okay, and then you can give this code to your computer and say, computer, please you run the code on my behalf. And that's one thing, guys. So in the code, you write all the steps, whatever you need, and computer guys will never do the mistake. Whatever you ask or whatever instruction you give to the computer, they will do exactly in the same way. So technically, while using the code, okay, we are launching the entire infrastructure. Okay, so it will automate the things. And because this is the code, one time you have to write, and we can run this code 100 times. Same infrastructure can run 100 times. You don't have to every time do it manually again and again. Okay, and the good thing about this code is that some of the facility I will explain you. But good thing about the code is the code know how to create. So code also know how to delete. So maybe this complete infrastructure I created here, and then if I ask you, for example, manually, if I ask you to delete the entire environment, you know what you have to do? To manually delete the EC2 instance, security group, EIP, key, load balancer, VPC. No, there's no one single button, guys, you see in the AWS there, where you one click, all the component or related component or resources automatically delete. Okay, but because we write the code, the code has a capability to launch all the component here, all the services here, means entire infrastructure here. So we can add the same code to do a reverse operation, just delete it. So this is one of the extra capability. So one click, entire infrastructure deleted. Next day also my developer need the same infrastructure over here. So again, I ask my code, one click, they launch the entire infrastructure for us. And get that easy reason, this kind of concept is known as infrastructure as code. So code is the one who will create the entire infrastructure for us. Okay, and that is a reason, okay, because this is a very common requirement that I want automation, means automatically our complete infrastructure launch for us. So Amazon has, AWS has their own dedicated service for infrastructure as a code, and name of the service is called Cloud Formation. So if you see here, so they have one service called Cloud Formation over here. Okay, create and manage resources. Okay, with template means here they're talking about what do you say? They're talking about the code. So this is a service from the AWS, right? And this service is to launch or to create or to provision the entire infrastructure in the cloud. So now we don't have to manually go to EC2 instance. Then after this, attach the EIP, then attach the EBS volume, then attach the NFS mount, then attach the security groups and load balancer, auto scaling group. Everything you don't know, almost everything, guys, you can do with the code. Okay, with this service. So this service where you have to create a code, and code is also sometimes known as template. You have to create a template here, provide the template and provide the code. One click, entire infrastructure will be launched. Okay, this is one thing. Now, one more point here is because here we're talking about more about the automation. Again, let me start in this way. AWS is a cloud. They have a lot of services, and every service is doing something for you. For example, we have service called EC2, and EC2 service is the one who provide instances and OS to you. Okay, so I can say EC2 service who provide instances to me. Okay, so I can use one more word here called resources. So EC2 is a service who provide instance resources to me, or EBS is a service who provide hard disk or storage to you. So I can say EBS is the one who provide storage resources to us. So the resource is one term that normally we use here in this particular topic. Okay, this is one thing. The next thing, guys, here is if you talk about AWS services, so if you want to use any services, and from the service you want to launch any resources or want to use any resources, okay, now there's two main way you can interact with AWS. One is the manual way and one is the automated way. Okay, one is manual and the automated way. The manual way is normally with web UI. So with this web UI, you can manually go and click. But there's one more manual way, guys, that I consider here. It's called CLI. CLI is also a manual way. Okay, so if you remember, guys, my initial classes, I talk a lot about CLI. So we have a command line. I go to AWS and I use EC2 command option, and one click here, EC2 server launch. Okay, one click here, EBS launch. One click, EBS integrated with or associated with 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 EC2. So CLI. The good thing about CLI, I don't have to log into this portal from my laptop. I can connect to AWS services, and I can launch the resources there in the AWS services. So I can say CLI also a way manual thing. Manually, you have to write the things. Okay, but if you talk about automation, okay, automation means you don't have to click one by one everywhere, right? To use which services, right? Because normally we always need entire infrastructure. While practicing, I might need only one EC2, or maybe I need only one S3 bucket. But in the real world, multiple services we click and finally we connect. Okay, so if you want in one click entire infrastructure created for you, so the best way would be automation. But again, automation has again two approach we can use in the automation. Okay, what's approach? So approach may be something like this, right? So in my developer track, guys, I will talk a little bit more about approach called imperative approach. For example, Amazon has provided some API, okay, where I can use my favorite language, like example Python, for example, or maybe Java, for example, and I can write my code in the respective language. Okay, I can write my code. Okay, and in my code I can type that I have a code called example setup.py. So this is the file I have, and this code I can write lots of lines of code. Okay, and in this code I can write we use the Python code, and I can write Python code, go to EC2 instance, go and launch. Okay, go to EBS, go and launch. Go to EBS and ask EBS to connect with EC2. Just go to security group, configure the security group form. So again, one big code I can create, and this one final code created. And because the final code created, I can run this file and the program file, and whatever we have written in this program, everything to be created. But understand one thing, guys, again, we are creating the entire infrastructure with the code, but this code is written in the Python. Okay, so there is also possibility, guys. So if we have some API or technical, it's called SDK available, software development kit for multiple languages, where we can write the code. And after you write the code, everything to be automated. Okay. But issue, guys, over here is, okay, this way also we can go for automation. Finally, guys, our need is automation of entire infrastructure. Okay. But this approach, guys, we have some kind of issues and challenges. Okay, one of the biggest issue here, if you write a code in language like Python or maybe Java or Ruby or Perl, whatever language they support over there, okay, the issue over here is, okay, whatever the code you write here, they are not the intelligent code. What I mean by this, okay, when I run my program first time, they go and launch the EC2 instance. Okay, and maybe let's say I just take my EC2 instance with the name called my OS1. Okay, but if I run my same code again one more time, okay, and this code is not at all intelligent, they again try to launch the same OS again. You know what I'm trying to explain here is, when you launch the EC2 instance, you have to write a code, maybe lines of code, maybe hundreds lines of code. So every time you write your code, you run your code, every time your hundreds of lines of code will run. Okay, so technically what I'm talking about, the language that I'm talking about, Python, and these languages are not in the intelligent language. Okay, they are not have a capability because of their design, because Python say I'm the independent language, I don't have to say anything with AWS Cloud. There's a different platform, but they want to use me, so they can use. But Python say I have no say with the AWS, but if AWS guys want to use me, they can use. But I don't know anything about AWS, so I won't be intelligent for that guy. So if you write a code from me, so if you ask me to run 100 lines of code, I will always run. Okay. If again you ask me if you ask me to run the same code or same program, again I will run for you. Okay. But what I'm talking about the intelligent here is this program say I won't go and check first that this instances is running there or not. Okay. So I keep on running again and again and again. Maybe my code might fail, but I always run. I don't have an intelligence. First, I go by myself and check does this instance already there. And if this instance is there, don't run it. Okay, because whatever you wanted is already there. But if instance is not there, then only launch this guy. Okay, so technically, guys, this concept is normally known as imperative language. So Python, like a language, you can use to write a code that will automate everything, but they are not at all intelligent. They work on a concept called imperative approach. Means whatever ask them, they always do. They're not using their mind or the intelligence to first go and at least check whatever somebody asking you is there or not. And this is one of the challenges. Otherwise, we have some more challenges we have, but that will lead us to a new kind of language that's called declarative language. Declarative language. Okay, so there is some kind of language available in market, okay, that give you approach of intelligent, or they give you approach of using their mind. Means what I'm talking about here, if you ask and write a code in this language called declarative language, okay, what you have to do, okay, first of all, you don't have to remember know the actual language. For example, if you talk Python, it's a pure language. We have a function, we have a classes, we have a for loop, if else, hundreds of language kind of constructs we have here. But then declarative language is so simple, like a key value kind of pair. Key, we have variable, we have value. So anybody without having as such experience about any of the languages, anybody can learn this language very quickly and create the code in this language very quickly. This is one thing. It means this language is so simple to use and so simple to write. Okay, but the important thing about this kind of language is, okay, what a code you write in this language, that declarative means you have to just declare what you want to do. Okay, you should just declare, I want one EC2 instance to be launched with this name called myOS1. This is my requirement. And I'm declaring to you, and whenever we run this code or this program file, because code guys, we already write in program file. Okay, so whenever we run this program file, okay, this program file run, but before this program run, they by themselves go to AWS Cloud and see, does this instance with this name is there or not? If they are there, they won't run the code. If not, they're not there, they will run the code for you. Okay, so they say, you just declare me what you want, because I am a language of declarative. Okay, but whatever you wanted, that would be, that's called your desire. So whatever desire you have, I will do for you. But first I will go and check what is the current status there, or current state there. If the current state is there, over there is called, for example, EC2 instance, myOS1 is already there, I don't touch, because what you wanted is already there, so I want to launch again. Okay, but that instance is not there, I will give you a guarantee that I'll make sure the instance will automatically launch there. Okay, and one interesting thing here is about this language is, okay, because you declare what you want. Okay, but by chance, due to some reason, if somebody by chance manually go and read this instance, or due to some reason my instance goes down, or due to some reason maybe some security group change the rule, and you decide at the time, I want in the security group only port number 80 should be allowed. You planned already, but somebody, maybe some other team member, whatever privileges, access you have provided, they might, for just testing, they change the rule. So nobody come to know what has been changed. So this is declarative language, guys. They give you guarantee. They say whatever you declare, I make sure it will be always available there. If somebody somehow delete your instances, so I can give the guarantee. I will automatically go and launch the instance for you. If somebody changed some setting in the security group, I make sure I will again update it for you. Okay, so any kind of setting changes, configuration changes in your resource in the service, they say I will give you guarantee whatever the resources that you wanted to launch in the way, the state you wanted to be launched, called desired state. It should be there. But you guys, you embedded language guys never do for you. They never do. Okay, so they will launch once and that's all their duty done. Particular language guys, they give the guarantee. They make sure whatever the desired state you want, it should be in the same way what you want here. Otherwise, there will be a lot of capabilities here. So again, this is not the actual main topic for our training. So I just want to conclude till here, but you at least get the idea of what I'm talking about here. Okay, so if you want to use any service of AWS or provision any service of AWS resources, either manual or automation you can do. For automation, we have a SDK, means language available, but you can use these guys to automate the thing, but they are very much in imperative, means you can think they are not at all intelligent. But there's other way available called declarative, okay, where you can use some language, and this language guys here provided by AWS, one of the service called CloudFormation. So CloudFormation is one service that give you a way where you can write a code in a language, and that language is called declarative language. Okay, so CloudFormation has their own language, own way, own keywords, their respective values. We just write the code, and anybody can write the code very simply, right? They don't have to know the actual code syntax of any programming language. So if you're not a programmer, you're just admin guys, IT guys, even though you can write the code very easily there, okay, to automate the things. That is one of the goal of CloudFormation. So CloudFormation is service name. Here we have to write a code, okay, and code here is also known as template. So here we have to write a template, and this template we run. Okay, but in the template, the way we write the code is always declarative. We just declare what we want. Okay, this is one thing. And by chance, anybody know Ansible? Okay, Ansible guys is also work in the same way. Okay, so Ansible also guys is an automation tool. Here also guys, we have to write a code in a declarative language. So anybody who know Ansible, again, the core idea behind the Ansible is again the same. We have to write a code in a declarative language way. But the use case of Ansible is very different. Okay, Ansible we only use for configuration management. So you have the OS with you, and on the top of this OS, if you want to configure anything, maybe you want to install databases, you want to install Apache server, you want to create a folder, file, services. Okay, so there the role of Ansible configuration management tool come in play. But here we again write the code in the Ansible respective keywords. This again code is called declarative language, but use case of Ansible is very different. But here guys, use case of CloudFormation is very different. Okay, so for example, if I ask CloudFormation, so for example, if I ask Ansible, can you create the entire infrastructure in AWS in the cloud? Ansible say, no, this is not my duty. Even though I have some extra plugins, there's a different point, but it's not my main duty to do it. Okay, and I'm not so much optimized to set up the entire infrastructure by my code. And for this, we have some specialized tool available in the market. And one of the special tools from the market, I'm talking about the AWS here, is the CloudFormation. So CloudFormation is only specialized and the use case for setting up the entire infrastructure on the cloud. And again, guys, repeating, it is not on the cloud means all the cloud. It is only on the AWS cloud. So if you want to automate anything in the AWS cloud, then only CloudFormation will work for you. So CloudFormation tool is only for AWS automation and AWS infrastructure as a code automation. Okay, it won't work. For example, if you have Azure cloud, okay, and if you ask CloudFormation, go to Azure cloud and launch some resources, resource groups, and XYZ there, they don't have a capability to connect to other cloud. That's called multi-cloud. Okay, CloudFormation is a AWS service and it is only meant for AWS. Even though CloudFormation has some plugins for other cloud, there's a different point, but they are not so much powerful or mature. So technically, CloudFormation is only for AWS. As you guys, by chance, guys, here the role of Terraform come in play by chance. So same kind of capability if you want, there's some tool you want, they will do infrastructure as a code where we can write the code in declarative language, but this code has a capability either connect to AWS or Azure or GCP or XYZ, like a multi-cloud, then Terraform will come there. So every tool, guys, is specialized in some in other areas. Okay, so we are not into a Terraform class, we are not in Ansible class, but I just want to compare. Anybody have any idea so they can at least see? Because if you go to Terraform, if you go to Ansible, declarative language is the concept we always use. So I just wanted to clarify here. Concept name is declarative language. The way we write the code again is same. We will write a key value pair that I want this to be done. Okay, but the use case wise, every tool and service has a different use cases. Ansible for configuration management, Terraform for multi-cloud means they can go for multiple cloud and do and provisioning the resources there. And CloudFormation is only for and mature for and created for AWS cloud. Okay, that's what guys I want to tell here. Okay, so this is a very quick summary. I don't want to invest further time here because we have a very basic discussion on the CloudFormation here. Okay, in this level of training. So let's start with the CloudFormation. Right now, I'm in the Mumbai region. Okay, and this is the service, and this is the first time we are touching this service. This service is more about management part, where we can provision the cloud infrastructure that is called known as infrastructure as code. Okay, that's what we are doing here. Okay, now next thing over here is one more terminology, guys. I want to explain you here is technically if you just want to launch EC2 instance only, so there's no meaning to write the code, right? So whenever you want to write the code, it means your infrastructure is big and you have a requirement to keep on using this infrastructure again and again and again. Okay, then only, guys, the meaning of writing the code makes sense. Because obviously if you write a code, it takes some time, right? So maybe first go, you might feel if I do this thing manually, it will be more easier. Okay, it might look like this or it will feel like this, but don't think in this way. Just think in this way. If you want to do the same thing again and again and again, okay, and doing everything manually again and again will take a lot of time. So maybe first time it will be a little painful to write the code, but after code has been ready, then my entire infrastructure can be created with the code. Because this is a code, I can share the code in my GitHub. My other team can download, other account will download. They will again run the same code, and whatever the exact infrastructure I have created, same infrastructure they also have. So there might be possibility you are the developer, and for the developer you create the entire infrastructure, and what the app my developer has created, this app they run here, deploy here, everything is working great. Okay, but this infrastructure is created for the developer. That's called dev environment. Now next in my company we have one more team is called QAT team, quality assurance team. They are the duty to normally test your app. So again, my app software we provide to my other team member, and they want to test your app. But for testing, again, they need the same infrastructure, same infra. So either they can create the same infra again one by one by clicking, same security group, same rules, some keys, XYZ, they create. Or what can we do? Okay, whatever the infrastructure created by the developer, same infrastructure we can create. Now at your choice, manually, or if they have created the infrastructure with the code, we can provide the same code to my QA team or my other team. Just one click, entire exactly same infrastructure has been created. Okay, so things will be very faster, and they can test the application to be very faster. Okay, so in that easy reason, guys, this kind of code is very much useful in the DevOps world. So CloudFormation is one tool that is one of the part of DevOps kind of use cases they solve for us. Okay, to try to make the thing very faster, automated, and other things. Normally, it help us. Okay, and one more what I just want to tell you here is, it is always good practice that normally we don't follow this practice, but it's always a good practice. Whenever you want to do anything in your cloud world, okay, you have to be pretty sure for one thing. Okay, do you want to create your infrastructure everything manually? If you plan for manual, do everything manual. But if you think no, I want to create my entire infrastructure with automate, because we know same infrastructure we need multiple time in the future with multiple accounts or multiple team. Okay, so let's you plan that I want my infrastructure to be code. Okay, so guys, code is also like a document. It's like a document. It means when you launch a issued instance, you're not clicking here to launching the issued instance. Okay, when you launch the issued instance here, you type in one document. Okay, let's say document is issue2 instance name is my OS1. I am going to use AMI called AMI 123. Okay, so it's like a document, but this document technically finally become your declarative language or your infrastructure as a code. Okay, so what I'm talking about technically, the way you're going to write a code, it will be like a normal document. So good thing is, okay, it has been always said, right, to the guy who is managing your cloud, and they say after your entire infrastructure has been created, okay, and you feel maybe something you might miss, maybe you might miss to upgrade a security group. So don't try to do anything then manual. If you think you something you forgot here to change some security group, directly go to your code or your declarative language and update there. The last time my port is 20 to allow, I want to allow one more port, for example, 80. Okay, so it is like this. Like whenever we guys work on a project, every time we always document everything. This part we done, this guy we mail, this job we done, and XYZ, right? So it's like we just keep on updating the document, whatever change you do. So technically, what I'm talking about, okay, it is good practice. Okay, if you plan to do automate, then every bit, maybe small change you want to do, don't change manually. Update the code, because code would be like a document for other teams. Okay, because what you change here, so in your environment it might work because you change, for example, you allow 80 port. Okay, but the older document we share to other team member, the document is not updated, means your code is not updated, so they might stuck with the connectivity, because in the document or in the code the port 80 is not allowed, for example. Okay, so its better practice would be everything you do, okay, always update the code and let the code do for us, let the code automate everything for us. So then it will finally document for us, upload a document in GitHub, other team will download, you can use further multiple times, and anything you want to change in the future, just keep on updating the document, or I mean to say code here. Okay, so that is one good practice you have to follow in any of the infrastructure code like kind of concepts. Okay, so let's go, guys. Let's start how we can use CloudFormers. Okay, but again, the summary is, if you want to create an entire infrastructure and normally inside, okay, maybe you're planning to launch issued instance, then you want to create EIP, then you want to attach this EIP, then you want to create a security group, you want to attach the security group, you want to create maybe VPC, or you want to launch this issued instance, this VPC. Okay, so it's become a final infrastructure. So if you notice here we are launching one resource, two resource, three resource, four resource. So multiple resource we are launching here. Okay, I'm saying multiple resource we are launching from these services. Okay, so it is like a stack. So we are creating an entire stack, and this stack is the one who launched the entire infrastructure for us. Okay, that is the reason in the CloudFormation this term is called stack. Do you want to create a stack? So stack here means how many resources you want to launch in one single code. Okay, so let me start from here. So we are going to create a stack, and let me create a document. Because in this class, we have to write a code actually. But for writing the code, you don't have to be a developer. Writing the code is so simple. So let me open my document. Yeah, we had one more great news, guys. This video. Will guys ever share this news to all of you? Okay, so this is the great success everybody has here. So 1 minute. So let's start from here and let's start writing our first code via CloudFormation. So just click here, create a stack. Now here they're talking about, does your code is ready, or does your template is ready? Okay, so I say yes, my template is ready. Technically, it's not ready. I have to create it, right? But let's say this is my template, and I say my template or my code is ready. Okay, and if you're ready, so where the template is, so I want to upload my template. I want to upload this particular template. But again, understand, guys, if you want to upload the template, you have to write a code properly, right? This is what I just wanted to explain you here very quickly. But you have to write a code in some particular format that CloudFormation can understand. Okay, the format would be something like this. Okay, so so first of all, guys, in this world of automation, or in this world of declarative language, either go for Terraform, or you go to Ansible, or if you go to XYZ tool, all right, they have their own specific keyword and they have their own specific values. So that's what, guys, you have to write here. It's not like this, anything I write here, AMI, there's some specific values and keyword you have to write. Okay, for example, if you want to launch instance and you want to use image, so your keyword may not be AMI. This might be maybe, for example, image ID. I don't know. It may be image ID, maybe ID is capital, is small. So I don't know, some keyword they have. And obviously I don't have to memorize this. They have a document. I can go to document, and from there we see which keyword they support. And then which AMI I want to launch, that will be my call. For example, by chance, my plan is to use this AMI that is created by me. Okay, so this is the AMI name we have. For example, I want to use this AMI. I can copy this name that I want this AMI to be launched. I can update here. So what I want, that I know, but how I can tell the CloudFormation service that I want this image to be used. So they say we have some fixed keyword, whatever keyword we have, just provide this keyword here, and for this I can understand what exactly you want. And technically I can use word here. By this keyword, we are actually declaring the AWS that whatever OS we want to launch here, the image would be this one, or AMI would be this one. So it's like a declaring. This line will look like a declaring. We are declaring what exactly we want here. For example, let's say I want to launch my this image. Okay, and guys, you know, when you launch any OS, it always give your instance type. And let's say you want to go for T2 micro. That was your choice, T2 micro. Okay, T2 micro. But here you have to declare, right? This is your, not your OS name, that is your instance type. So you can write instance type, something like this. Instance type. Now I know what is my requirements. Accordingly, I can give the value. But what keyword they have, I don't know. It may be instance type, or maybe T capital or I capital. I don't know. Even though I don't have to memorize this, right? Because obviously I know my requirement, what keyword they support, their language support. For example, if you go to Python support print keyword. If you go to C, they support print F keyword. Why should I memorize this? I know I want to print something. Same thing here. I know what is my requirement. I want to use this instance. What keyword they support, I don't have to memorize. For this, you just very quickly go to the document of AWS and say AWS Cloud Formation. Can you tell me what is the keywords you have, keys you have for EC2 something? Okay, so what keys you have and keywords you have for template. So here you can guys find some examples, some keyword, what are the keyword they support in their reference guide, and accordingly you can pick and use it. Okay, for example, by this example, it is look very clear. It look very clear. The keyword for instant type is I instance type, where I and T capital, and that's what guys I have written here. And image ID is again image ID. Again, I write in the same way. This is the image I have ID I put here. So I can go to this kind of document, and by this document, I come to know what are the keyword they support, and accordingly I use those keyword. Okay, this is one small thing. But obviously, guys, if you want to go for automation, you should know the concept. If you don't know what is security group, if you don't know what is EIP, if you don't know what is instance type, it's impossible to write the code. That's what is very important. But if you know the concept, converting the concept in the code the way I'm doing here, it would be very much simple. Okay, this is one thing. And this is one thing, guys. One more small thing here. Whenever you write any declarative code, okay, every respective tool have their own personal keyword, own personal language. This is called DSL, domain specific language. Okay, and this means they say I am a Ansible, I have my own personal keyword. I am a Terraform, I have my own personal keyword. I am a cloud formation, I have my own personal keyword. For example, the keyword that I support here, this one. Okay, but the same time, this language or this platform or this tool say, okay, I have my own personal keyword through which you can declare what you want. Okay, but I also support some format, the way you type the code here. Okay. Means does your type equals to, or you type some spaces, or you type a colon here. Okay, so I use a specific format. This is called format language, and that language you have to type use here. Okay, so guys, if you talk about cloud formation, they support two languages through which you can type and format your code. One is JSON. It is a little bit older way they do it, and new way is called YAML. So two languages they support. Whatever language guys you are comfortable on here, you can write your code. Okay, so if you go to JSON, maybe you write a code in this way. You put everything in curly braces, right? And with curly braces, put some comma and all the things. Okay, so whatever format of JSON you can use. And if you want to use a code in YAML language, so it's pretty simple. You just use key name, then colon, then maybe at least one space, then you can give your value. Okay, so guys, here right now I'm not explaining what is YAML and JSON language, right? So you guys might know. Otherwise, there are a lot of basic document of JSON and of YAML available in the market. Okay, but right now the fancy languages or new languages or almost other tools also support, and very simple language or very simple way to write a code is YAML. JSON is also good, but sometimes they make the code very much messy. So my code might not be so much readable in the future if you have bigger code. So that for that context, we don't want to use JSON more. But YAML is a way where if you write the code, maybe initially you guys might have some small pain in writing the code, but slowly, if after you become comfortable, you start loving this language, and this language make your code very much readable, and it's good if any other developer want to contribute with you. So the technique is this make the code very much readable. So conclusion here is cloud formation is a service through which we can write a code in a language called YAML. This code is key value kind of code where they give you pre-created key. Through this, we use this key and we put our value, or we input a value, so that we can declare what exactly I want. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. So I'm declaring I want this image ID to use, this instance type to use, and something like this. Okay, but understand one thing, guys. Whatever you want to do in the AWS, okay, you have to be very much specify which service you want to use. So, but always, guys, let me remove this line here. This is not the right. This is not the right. Okay, this two line is right because I know my image ID, I know the instance type, and this is the right keyword. How I know? I don't have to memorize from the document. I come to know these are the right keywords. From there, I pick and type here. Okay, and but guys, understand one thing. Whenever you use any service in AWS, right, you always do one thing. Always, you always go to services and click which service you want to use. You always go and hit to your respective service. So same thing you have to do here. You have to specify here in a code which type of service you want to use. And in my case, I want to use EC2 service. So this is my service name I want to use. But understand one more thing, guys. EC2 is a big service. In EC2, you want to launch instances, you want to launch a volume, you want to launch EIP. What do you want to do? Okay, in EC2. So do you want to use EIP or instances? So in my case, I want to launch instances. So to write over here that inside EC2, I want to launch the instances. Okay, so here you can use one more keyword called instance. So it is the way you have to tell what type of service I want. I have main service EC2. Inside EC2, I want instance as sub-service I want to use. Okay, so this way we have to write here. But one more thing I have to write here by convection here is AWS. So guys, it is look like your ARN, you know. So every service has their own personal ARN. What is ARN? I already explained to you. Okay, so here you type your ARN means inside AWS we have this service, inside this service we have this service, and if you want to use this service, okay, you have to use this service. So that's what we are declaring what you want to use. Inside this service, I want to use this image, I want to use this instance type. And what can you do here? You know, sometimes you select your region name, which region you want to launch. But you guys know whenever you launch any OS, your OS, it always launch in availability zone. Okay, so you can declare which availability zone you want to launch your OS. So just go and check here. Do you have any keyword for telling the availability zone here? So you go up, take any of the example here, or maybe if you can find some other doc, and from here you can just go and check, do we have any keyword through which we can define which availability zone I can use and we can use. So just if you keep on checking, guys, somewhere you can find here, or maybe very quickly check zone. Yeah, here it is. So this is the keyword that we can use. Okay. So which availability zone I want to use? So I would like to use Mumbai region. So this is the region name, and you guys know every availability zone is 1A, 1B, 1C. So let's say I want to launch in one. So this is my availability zone I have. Okay. So likewise, we can add for more things, security groups, EIPs, what you want to do, you can do it. But technically, main service name is this one. And inside the service, these are just attributes, or these are just properties. Okay. And that is the thing, guys, we have to tell over here that these things are our properties. So in the instances service, these things are our properties or the attributes. So when even though you also launch, right? So main thing you're launching instances, and these are the things you select. This first attribute, then you select this second property, like this. So here the keyword is called properties. And guys, by chance, anybody who know YML, so in the YML, right, you don't have to say in this way like curly braces start and curly braces close, because we have three properties. So normally in other language, we put everything in the curly braces. So from here till here, we have three properties. Okay. But in the YML guys, instead of the curly braces, okay, the way we tell here that these three are the properties, we do give some extra space. This space called indent, and this called indentation. Okay. By the space, and because we have to give equal space here, so by this space, automatic property come to know whatever they have after this, all the three lines has some extra space with respect to this guy, or extra indent with respect to properties. It means these three are the block of code of my property. It means these three are my part of my block. Okay, so this is what guys in the YML we do. So this is a basic syntax of YML. Anybody who know YML, so they might know this part. Otherwise, very quickly, I just want to explain you here. Again, we have a column. So that's what guys, my code has been created, or my stack has been created. One small thing they're doing, only they're launching AMI. Otherwise, but technically this is the way we have to write the code. Okay, but one more thing guys, right now the code that I'm creating here is going to use this this services, and inside the service they are launching this sub services, and finally this sub service we're going to launch one OS to you, or I can say one resource to you. So you should be very much clear here what you are doing here. You are launching some resources. So resource is the main keyword that you have to write here. Okay, because right now we are launching instances, but maybe in the future I want to launch EIP or EBS or VPC. Everything is resources. So entire code would be a block of code of resources. Right? This is a YML file, so we have to properly indent with respect to this guy. So by this indent is very clearly mentioned that everything we have a space here after resources, means from here till last, everything is a part of resources keyword. Okay, and just under the resources we have type and property. After property we have some extra space. It means all the three lines or three lines of code here is a part of property. So this is way guys in the YML as a language, not in CloudFormation. If you use YML anywhere also, this is the way normally we indent. Okay, so that's what we give. And guys, when you give the resource, you can give a resource name, and you can give any resource name. So let's say this is my first OS by CloudFormation. Let's give some name. So guys, this name is very much respect to your CloudFormation. So they create some log, and there they show you what resource they launch, they fail. So there they use this name, they refer this name. So whenever guys you create any resource, you always give some unique name for this resource. So for this resource, this is the name we give. This is not your OS name. This is the CloudFormation resource name. Okay, and this entire block is a part of this resource. So I have to properly indent this guy again inside this. Now technically, likewise, you can create as much as resource you want. I can launch one more instance with different AMI, different type, different zone, and this will have different name. Or maybe I can launch EIP, VPC. Okay, so I might have hundreds and thousands resources, and if you launch every source by one single code, entire infrastructure has been created, and that infrastructure is created by a code that's called infrastructure as a code. But let me guys quickly check this, that this is working, or we have some issue here. So let me save this file. I'm saving this file. So let me do one thing. Let me go to my desktop, and I'm creating new folder here. It's called AWS Workspace. We'll have to write some code, and maybe I have to write some more code. So I'm managing entire code over here. So my desktop. Okay, we already had a code folder. Doesn't matter, yeah. And let's say this is my EC2. All right, or I can say, let's say my CloudFormation.yml. You can give any file name, but it's good practice to give extend.yml. Okay, I'm saving guys the file with double quote. Otherwise, Windows will add txt in the last. I want the file saved with .yml only. The file saved very quickly. We can check this file has been saved here with this name. You can give any name, but good practice is .yml or YAML, whatever you want to put here. Okay, so my code has been created. Is look pretty good. Let's see. After we import, if something is missing, they will give the error. Otherwise, they will launch for us. So again, we come to this page of CloudFormation, and we have to create a stack. A stack means what you want to launch here. Here my plan is to launch only one thing, that's called instances. Okay, so my template is ready, means my code is ready. I launch in YML language. So either you upload the code in S3, give the URL here, or you can directly upload from your computer. Okay. So this code I am uploading. Okay, so they upload in S3 only behind the scene, and they give you a final URL where they uploaded. If you want to have a further look, but I don't want to have a look here. So that's what we have done. And let me go to the next page. Okay, here they're asking you about asking you here about your stack name. So let's say my first stack. Let's give some unique name of your stack. Okay, so what is parameter? I will explain you guys in a minute. Okay, you can automate your code. You can create dynamic code, I can say. What I mean by this, we'll discuss. Okay, so this is my stack name. Next thing, guys, again, nothing to do much here. So I'm not changing here. These are all features they have. Okay, so we don't have to change anything here right now. Click. And the good thing about, guys, the cloud formation is, because normally we create an entire big infrastructure here with load balancer or maybe Beanstalk or maybe databases, RDS. Okay, so there's a lot of resources and service we use behind the scene, and they try to give you estimate cost. Okay, so they say if you launch these much services or these much resources, this will be the estimate code cost gonna come. So it's a good thing, guys, they have added this thing, and they trying to give you some estimation over here. Everything zero here. You know, maybe you can do some more calculation here to see the respective cost. Okay, so this is a good thing they have. Okay, next thing, voice parameter we'll discuss. Everything we will further discuss, whatever we need. And finally, guys, one click, it will launch. So before I launch, again, let me go to my EC2 page. And what you see here, currently, guys, I am running with these 7 instances here. Everything is stopped. Okay. And now when I click here, and if my code is right, there's no error in the code. Okay, it won't fail, and it look like it is not failing. And what they did, they start creating the stack. They initiated the stack, create in progress, and let me refresh. Okay, and what they say, create in progress, and what they're showing you, resource creation initiated, means they're showing you whatever resource you ask them to launch, they initiated this creation of the resource. It means if I go to my Azure instance without doing anything manually here, if I do refresh, you will see there's one instance they initialize right now. Okay, and if you click in this instance, you will see this is the instance you asking your T2 micro, and whatever the average zone you ask them, where they put the average zone, they put over here. Okay, so this is what exactly what you have asked. They are launching the instance for you. But guys, here in this instance, you haven't attached any EIP, you haven't attached any security groups. So whatever you haven't attached, they are not doing for you. Otherwise, whatever you ask them to do, AMI name, they exactly put those things. Okay, and from here you can keep on tracking what is going on. Okay, and finally, guys, they show you green signal here. If any red message come up, it means something not working, right? But green means whatever resources you ask them to launch. Okay, this resource name, my first OS, my CF, this one, this resource means this instance finally they launch. Okay, and even very quickly you can go there and check. Okay, you can see it is now running. So you don't have to come to this portal, you don't have to use Python, or you don't have to use CLI. One cloud formation template is enough to launch the instance. But obviously, guys, if you have a plan to only launch instance, there's no good reason to go for cloud formation. Okay, Normally we use a CloudFormation if you have an entire big infrastructure to launch again and again multiple times. Okay, so that kind of use case is very common use case where using the CloudFormation is always a good practice. Okay, this is one thing. Now, if you see this page again, okay, they have a one option here called template. And here, guys, they show you the entire code or template that we have uploaded. Events, again, what happened behind the scenes. So they're showing everything, what is created, what is failed, what is not created, everything they're showing you what is happening behind the scene. If you go to resources, here they tell you in this template, there's only one resource you defined. Okay, is this one. And here they are very clear what a resource you defined has been created. They are very clear. The resource type is instance you ask, and plus they also auto figure out your name of your instance. They give the link. So if you click here, they will automatically take you guys to the page of your that instance. This is instance we launched. They take you there. So they update in single page. They update everything. Okay, but if you see the parameter, parameter is is null here. So we don't have any parameter here. So what does it mean by parameter? So parameter is a way to make your code a little bit dynamic. Okay, what I mean by this? Okay, for example, if you talk about this code is very static. Static means whenever you launch this code or run this stack, they always launch this code with this AMI only or with this instance type only. But let's say you have a requirement that you are a developer, you are launching this instance in Tutu Micro because we are just testing and developing things. But whenever this code used by my production computers systems, right, I don't want to use T2 Micro there. I want to go for bigger instance type. So either my production guys will go to this code, first they download this code from GitHub, then after they download, then they go change this type here. After they change, then they run it. So this is not good practice, guys. So technically, whatever thing, which of the part you think your other team or you might also want to change in the future. So it's good practice. Don't change directly in the code. Make the code only once and make the code a little bit dynamic. Something like this, you can put some variable here. Let's say X. It means we are not giving any fixed value here, and we are asking whenever you run the code. Before run the code, ask the value. It is like input. So anybody who knows Python, Python we give input function. So it's like input function we are giving here, and we are asking, just give me your value. And guys, this variable X here is known as parameter. And guys, this is the meaning of parameterized your code. Okay, so that's what also we can do here. Okay, so right now we haven't passed any parameter, so there's no parameter over here. But how to give the parameter? Okay, for this, there's one more extra keyword we can type here. For example, the keyword is called parameter. Parameter is just like a input function. So we want to give some parameter. Okay, and parameter name would be anything. Let's say X is my parameter. It's like a variable actually. So this is my variable. Okay, and guys, because this is a variable, so if you guys ever work in any of the language, so whenever guys you define a variable, you always give a variable a type. This is called data type. So let's say my data type for this guy is a string. Because I want in the future anybody type any value for the X is T2 macro, T2 mini. It's like a string. So data type of this variable is a string. Okay, and if you want to give some extra description of this variable, that will be your choice. So let me give some extra description what exactly we would like to do here. So descript. Let's say this is variable or parameter for my instance type. So guys, whenever you use this pop-up come up, you will see when you launch the pop-up come up, and when the pop-up come up, this message will print there. And by this, anybody who using this code, they come to know what exactly they're asking from you. Okay. So X is just a variable name. You can give any variable name. Obviously, it's not good practice to give a variable like X, but let's say, let me use the variable called my instance type. So you can give any variable name, whatever you feel like. It is just a variable name. Okay. Now, where you want to use this variable? Let me use X only right now. Okay. So where I want to use this variable. So I want whenever this parameter keyword run, parameter is like an input function. Okay. They will ask you input, and whatever input you give, it will store in X. And now where you want to use the X, I want to use the X over here. Over here. Okay. And guys, understand one thing, whenever you want to use any variable, okay, here the concept that we use is called exclamation symbol and ref keyword. This is a way, guys, you can use the variable. Technically, I'm telling here, this X is not a normal string here like this. X is a one variable. It is a one reference. Okay, whatever value you want to use of the X, go to this variable and this parameter and pick from this guy. So this is a way, normally in programming language, you normally use $X. Means what are the value of X use here. But here, instead of this, we use this kind of symbol. Reference. So I'm giving the reference, wherever you have the X value variable, you can get from there. So there's the one more, guys, functionality we have added in our code, and more parameter you can add here, X, Y, some more parameter you can add here. Okay, so let me save this file and let's upload here now, because this is the new code. Either you can go and create a new stack here. Okay, a new stack here. Okay, or maybe you think this is the code is already running. My developer who write this code has done some changes, and the same changes they want to update in the infrastructure. Maybe initially they have instances, now they added EIP, they added VPC. So whatever changes we have done in our stack infrastructure, I want to update in the same stack. So there's a way here. So if you select this as stack, and here, guys, they give the option called update. But obviously, guys, when you create an infrastructure first time, obviously in one go you won't create the complete infrastructure, right? You keep on changing every day, every week, something in your infrastructure. Maybe sometimes you change the port number, you add auto scaling group, then you add some more things. You keep on changing the code. After you change, you start updating. Update. And here they are asking, do you want to use the current template? No, I don't. I want to replace the current template. From where? So this is the file I have where I update my code. From here, I want to replace this template. Click next. Now, guys, here they ask you, because when you are running the code, this code has some variable called X, and they ask the X, what are you? They say I'm a string. Any description you have? Yes, yeah, they have. And this description, guys, they print here. And this variable name they print here. And guys, that is the reason I ask you don't to give this kind of variable name. Always try to give a better name to the variable, so it is very clear what exactly you asked. But let's say this variable name I'm putting T2, small. Okay, because I know whatever name you type here, it go to X, and whatever X you have, it will update here. So dynamically instance launch with that particular attributes. Okay, so click next, and this is the same screen. Next, and do you want to launch? Yeah, so they say this is the template you have, and this is the parameter you are passing right now in your stack. Okay, so do you want to launch this? One more interesting thing, guys, they have, whenever you update your stack, and this is a very common thing you always update, because as you keep on enhancing your code, in the last page they give you change setting or change set. And what they're telling you here is, okay, they're telling you had one resource only, and this resource, guys, you have modified. Means normally there might possibility you might have had one more resource here. So they tell you this is the resource you already had, but you have one more resource. Okay, you are adding. So what I mean by this, guys, I will explain this stream really more in detail in a minute. But here they give you summary that whatever you had, you are trying to modify, or maybe you're not trying to modify, but you are adding new things. So they automatically, guys, figure out what you had already and what you have been modifying, whatever your new thing, adding or deleting. So they will update everything here. Okay, so I will talk a little bit more about this page, but let me update my stuff. Okay, now again, this process is going on. This process is going on. And now, if you see the status here, they say update is in progress. Update in the progress in this stack. What is the stack name? Means what is the resource name you have been updated. Update is in progress. Okay, just wait for a minute. Okay, and by chance, very quickly, if you go and see here, go and see here, and what you see is one instance. One minute. So if you see here one instance, they are running, and if you see this is T2 small. So this instance, guys, they are running here. Okay, T2 is small. Where it is? This one. One minute. Where is my page? And from here also you can see the update is progress, and actually they are updating. It's not yet started, so they're showing you. But this time, guys, because in my stack, in my template, because I use some variable as a parameter. So if you go to parameter tab, you can see this is what we have used. So parameter come up, and they are very much clear what you had and what you changed. So they don't further change state here, but yeah, we will also add some extra change state. This is a different point. Okay, so this thing come up, and finally updation complete. And if you see also updation complete, there is no error, and whatever ask them to update, it has been updated. Okay, so if you go here and again refresh, okay, so whatever you ask them to update, there's been update successfully. Okay, but one thing, guys, if you notice, very important feature, I don't know have you noticed this part or not. Where is your old instance? Okay, the old instance that you launched is with T2 micro. Now this is T2 small. Okay, so where is your old instance? Neither is running, neither is terminating, neither is stopped. So where is your old instance that you launched initially? So from the same template, right? So if you guys notice here, the good thing about the cloud formation is they're the core service of AWS, and whatever facility AWS is enhancing behind the scene, they keep on updating the cloud formation also. What I mean by this, okay, if you guys talk about a little bit long, some month or some year back, we don't have a capability in the EC2 service to change the instance type. So if you launch any instance with T2 micro and same instance on the fly, you want to change to T2 small. Mean you want to change the RAM and CPU of the same instance called vertical scaling. Okay, they don't have a capability. But nowadays in the EC2 instances, they added a capability to change the if you see some of the tab, you guys might see to change the instance size on the fly of the running instance or maybe stopped instance. So because they have this capability, so that's what these guys can able to. Otherwise, either they fail, they say we can't update because the instance is already there, I can't change my instance type, or maybe they might delete the old instance and launch a new instance for you. Okay, launch a new instance for you. So the good thing about, guys, And this is sense, guys, your Python or different program might not able to sense, right? Because CloudFormation is so much tightly connected with the AWS for the services, because it's a part of same product, right? So they know what capabilities this service has. Okay, so it's not a small thing while updating. And guys, that is a reason when I upload this tag here. If you see here, let me again do one more time very quickly. When I upload the updated code here, okay, so there in the last screen, they mention one thing here. They say because there's nothing is changed here, let me do some change randomly here, or let me change this part also here. Okay, let me again go back. One minute. So what I'm trying to tell you here is, in a minute, let me show you. So in the last page, okay, so in the last page, in the last line, they say they are trying to detect what you had and what you want to change. Okay, they say yes, you change something. You also change your instance type, maybe. Okay, so I detect something has been modified in the same resource type. Okay, this is the actual keyword I want to emphasize here. Is called replacement. I don't know, guys, last time have you noticed this part or not? Last time when I update this my code, the value of this guy is called conditional, and right now the value is true. Means formation is very clear here. They say what are things you change in your older resource, and now you want to change something here. That's what you are updating here. But whatever thing you change, I can do for you, I can modify for you. There's no error. But replacement is true. Means I have to terminate your old instance and launch new. That is the meaning of true here. And also, guys, very logical. If you're asking here, my old instance in 1A, now launch in 1B. So obviously, guys, you're asking to change the data center. So it is but obvious, guys, they have to first terminate your old instance and launch the instance in new data center. Okay, but in the last time, I haven't changed my data center. I just changed my instance type. Okay, and that time, guys, they ask me, replacement is conditional. Means they say I will try. I don't terminate your old instance. Without terminating, I will try to to update your old instance. By chance, EC2 instances nowadays support this to change the instance type on the fly without delete. That is the reason, guys, the meaning of replacement condition option by default come up there. And there is a reason my old instance doesn't delete and new instance launch. But in my case, this time, if I update the stack, what you will notice, they're updating. First, they launch a new instance in 1B or A, whatever you write that time. Okay. First, they launch a new, and then they delete the older one. Okay. So first they're creating a new one. So guys, here one instance they are now launching. Older is still there. So first they launch a new one, and after they're pretty sure that new one is launched, new one is launched, okay, in the respective data center. Okay, then they start deleting. You see here, they start shutting down the first one, or after shutdown they delete this. So guys, everything is this purely done. So guys, here finally they updated the new one, and they start deleting the first one, because they're trying to create a same infrastructure whatever you declare. And because when you create infrastructure, you always declare, and normally you always update. The good thing is about the updation part here, guys, they are very much intelligent behind the scene. They first try to automate, understand, does we can do update without terminating your old resource. They definitely try. But if they think no, it is not possible because this functionality not properly support here, requirement to requirement. So they first launch the new one, and after feel they launch it successfully, then they terminate the old one. So it's again the great facility. They have, you don't have to worry about, they already have, and they delete, and finally everything is being launched. Okay, so but if you use some other automation code like Python and other things, they might don't have that much capability. You have to manually do by yourself by writing lots of code. Here, without writing any code, all those condition checking, like if or else kind of thing, everything has been internally there. And most of them, guys, then you might possibility, maybe guys till date, you guys might don't know that we can do vertical scaling in EC2. Okay, but these guys know, so accordingly they've done for us. Okay, so this is a very basic code. Okay, again I told you guys, we don't have a cloud formation in our program as such. I just want to introduce you this topic, but I have some more point to be discussed here. So tomorrow plan, guys, I will add some more code here tomorrow. Okay, and then and we will cover two more topic, SNS and message queue. So 2 or 3 topic, guys, we will conclude it tomorrow. But that's all for today. And the topic we have covered is cloud formation, that is about infrastructure as a code, means automating the entire services of AWS, right, with a language called YAML. And here we are declaring what exactly we want. Okay, and according they will help us. So that's all, guys. Any questions, any query if you have, you can ask me. So can diploma student can apply? Yes, guys, if you're talking about the summer, answer yes. Anybody from any pursuing student, they can apply. I'm working on a company. Now can I apply? No, guys, I'm so sorry for this. It is only meant and planned for pursuing student.